Once the writing task has been created, the next step of the process is to identify the task administration. The task administration is the window of time that students will have access to the writing task in order to complete their essay. The task administration is one of those things that in a paper or pencil face-to-face environment we often would take for granted. We would introduce the assignment to students and say, we're going to begin working on this essay today and it will be due a week from Friday. But in the quiet environment, we have to tell the system what those dates are. And this is the process of identifying the task administration. So by hovering over the task administration tab, you'll notice that once again we have these same two basic options. Search and edit for a pre-existing task administration, or we can create one from scratch. The search edit feature works exactly the same as it has on the other tabs. By clicking the search button, I can see the task administrations that have already been created, either by myself or by other colleagues in my same building. But let's assume for a moment that I want to create a task administration from scratch. By clicking on the Create button, what I am able to do is identify that window of time that I want the task to be available to my students. So by completing these 5 fields, I can do that very quickly. So let's assume again that I am creating an assignment over To Kill a Mockingbird. I give the task administration a name. I identify a begin date, whether that would be beginning today and running through perhaps 2 weeks from now. I can identify that on the calendar. And I can also identify begin and start times each day within that task. Now what I can do is click the Anytime button that you see down here in the bottom left. That basically would give my students access to this task 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, within that range of dates, from the begin date to the end date. Or let's assume that in reality this is not really a full-blown essay about To Kill a Mockingbird. This is just an essay question on a test. And I only want my students to have access to this writing task, because it's a test question, during the class period. So for example, if I'm creating this for my 4th hour class, and my 4th hour begins at 10:53 in the morning, I can identify that time. And if that class ends at 11:46, I can identify that as the stop time. So literally down to the minute, I can identify when this task will be available to my students. And if my students log into Quiet outside of this window that I've identified, that writing task simply will not be presented to them as an option. So students will only have access to this task within this window that I identify. So all I would do here would be to click on the Create Task Administration button, and then that too is ready to go and ready for me to use.